Hey, what's up everyone? I hope you're all having a wonderful day or night, but for now, let's get into the video.
I don't need revenge on my ex, and this is why. It must be really miserable not being able to be satisfied with one person. Like, imagine just constantly searching and like filling a void with different women, and it's just never enough. Like, that's gotta be hell, right? Like, that must really suck. So I don't need that revenge. It just must suck enough to just be you. I also wonder if it's one of those situations where he's like secretly in the closet and just can't be his true self, so that's why he has to make everyone else's lives hell.
Yeah, either way, I'm sure it's devastating. If he's not an F-boy, he must be secretly gay. Yeah, no, absolutely. It's not like you're hurting and you want him back. No, he's, I guess, waiting for his karma by sleeping with even more women.
You're gonna have to be a little bit to get what you want in this life, okay? Stay with me though, because this does not mean treating people ugly or being a cruel person. What I'm saying is that if you have a strong personality, you know how to tell people no and set boundaries, and you have no problem speaking up for yourself, you will get very far. But the more that you're a people pleaser, avoid confrontation, never acknowledge conflict, you will always be a doormat the rest of your life and you will get nowhere. And also, this is coming from a retired people pleaser, okay? I would not be online preaching this if I didn't believe it or didn't experience it myself. I went my entire life being someone that was always too scared to speak up, always wanted to fit in, never wanted to go against the grain, always wanted to be the easy one. And where'd that get me? Nowhere. Walked all over. My opinion was never even valued. I never got what I wanted. I was always the quiet one, and that doesn't do anything for you. It is not liberating. You don't feel powerful. You feel small and unimportant. So speak up and use your voice. I recently really learned this because I have a friend that's a little bit older than me, and whenever we go out together, we go to events and do things together, I pay attention to the way that she carries herself and the things that she says and the way she demands respect from everyone. It needs to be studied. Like, if somebody in a room tells her no, she will find someone else in that room that will do it for her. And guess what? She always gets what she wants.
How does she? And how is she doing that? What if the second person also says no to her? Everything you said leads to begging people for help or for whatever favors. She's begging someone else for the same thing, someone else said no and she's empowered? Yeah, sure, but how? I don't think taking no for an answer means going to someone else after someone already told you no.
I want a coffee shop that is for singles only. All these couples are ruining my Saturday morning experience. You think I want to wake up and go to a coffee shop and be reminded how single I am? Cute couples, get the out of here. You cannot come here for singles only. I want a coffee shop for singles only. A single espresso.
Stop it. No, but seriously, you could get off TikTok and start your own business. Make your own coffee shop where only people like you can go in. Or buy yourself a coffee maker and keep crying on TikTok. Because no one really gives us. And that single people not giving a single F. The ones that are in relationship, oh, I bet they ran out of Fs to give about single people years ago.
I don't know what female needs to hear this today, but we're dating the masculine men. We're dating the masculine men. Do you know how much peace you're going to feel by dating a guy that allows you to turn your brain off when you're with him? Opens the door for you, carries your luggage, allows you to exist in your feminine energy. Do you know feminine energy is the most powerful energy in the world? I always thought I'm a strong, independent woman, and I was always existing in my masculine energy. Now, I exist in my feminine energy. I receive. I let him take care of me. I let him provide. I don't want to lead the way. I don't want to be in charge. I don't want to use my brain every second. I want to relax. I want to be peaceful. We bring way too much to the table to also be leading the way for men.
Oh, isn't he lucky if you did found the one? Cause speaking with that much contempt about men, he should be the luckiest man alive. And no, I had no idea feminine energy is so much powerful. In fact, the most powerful in the world. Care to maybe explain why? Also, what happened with masculinity being toxic? I get that it allows you to turn your brain off, but since you did mention you bring so much to the table, you mean what? Vegetables?
Have you seen the video of that girl who surprised her boyfriend at a New Year's Eve party? She walks down these stairs looking beautiful in this purple sparkly dress. Her hair's curled, her makeup's done, and he's there, I guess. She taps him on the shoulder, surprises him, and he just looks at this poor girl like she ruined his life. Never mind the fact that she is clearly doing charity here. And he just stares at her, silent. And she's smiling. She's all excited to see him. She's perky. He just stares at her, says nothing. And eventually, when she comes in to give him a hug or whatever, he pushes her away. And the poor girl has turned off her comments now because in the original video, people were like, "Girl, I'm going to hold your hand when I tell you this." She followed that up with a video from the perspective of someone behind her coming down the stairs. And it's worse than the original. And my heart just breaks for her because somewhere along the line she was convinced that this is what she deserves. Not someone who will look at her with love and adoration and appreciation of the effort it took to get the time off and surprise him, but someone who will look at her with hatred. That man hates that woman and push her away from him. Girls, stop staying with men who hate you.
Well, I haven't seen that video. You could have shown it to us so we can make our own mind. But of course you didn't because it fits into your man-hating narrative. Lucky for us, still, some of your own followers did see the video. And your own comment section is filled with comments like this. Her name is Amanda Lee. She deleted her whole TikTok page. Everyone is saying that she's a full stalker. And they actually broke up for weeks prior to that meeting. Maybe that's the reason she turned off the comments on that video. Not because it was filled with women like you telling her she deserves whatever, but at least you did post an update apologizing for jumping to conclusion.
Okay, let's talk about the girl who surprised her boyfriend at a New Year's Eve party, because that video has 1.3-ish million views and y'all are going off in the comments, which I love. There were a lot of people saying that they thought maybe she was a stalker, which I'll be honest is something that hadn't occurred to me until someone else suggested it. And I admitted in the comments, that's a possibility. I took the video at face value, which you never should do on the internet, but I did. And I think part of that stems from my own experience being an unknowing other woman, which is a whole separate thing.
Yeah, so then stop talking about it. Okay, so it wasn't an apology video. It was more redirecting everyone's attention towards her because she's I don't know what's the word I'm looking. Oh yeah, she's a victim.
Drama to men is trying to talk through issues and being a healthy couple. Drama to men is you standing up for yourself. You know how in kindergarten you're told to tell somebody when they upset you? Yeah, that's starting a fight in a man's eye.
Yeah, that's great. How would you know though? Because you've never been in a relationship.
Yeah, that's apparent because that's usually what you guys do. You get in a relationship, you get what you want, and then the woman starts to say, hey, I don't like that you're doing this. And you're like, stop starting drama. Wah, wah, wah. And then instead of dealing with it, you leave her.
No, because if I get what I want, I'm not even gonna be in a relationship. I live before I get into a relationship. And again, how would you know? It's like me being single complaining about you nagging me. And I'm not saying that you don't, because you do. But I will have to wait until I am in a relationship to prove me right.
The way that we feel when we're ovulating is how most men feel every day. Explains a lot, doesn't it?
Only if you have an IQ of an empty bottle. I know it says 40 or 45 on the label, but that's what's inside the bottle. And sure, that was, I guess, a gotcha moment. But to whom? Other people just like you, maybe?
Hi, can someone please explain to me how Australian dating...
It's so interesting for me, having grown up in Australia and then be on TikTok. I don't think I give dating advice. I think I give how to be single and be hot and have fun advice.
So maybe you should practice what you preach, because you are single but hot, not that much. And how exactly do you explain growing up in Australia but then be on TikTok? Did you move? What kind of country is TikTok? Does it have electricity? Are there other people living with you in the same place? Or better yet, why in the world would anyone listen to you?
I just had a thought.
Well, that sucks. No, I mean, that's dangerous. No, I mean, that's good. No, I mean, for you. No, I mean, for me, because she does go on.
Do you think if men had to do the work of wives, they would still want to get married? If the roles were reversed and the spousal expectations on wives and husbands swapped, right? The gender roles swapped. Do you think men would still want to be married as much? Or is part of the appeal the invisible labor?
Well, see, she did have a thought, and by next month, I'm sure she's gonna have another one. I'm absolutely positive. A lot more men are already choosing not to get married, and that's now with you doing all the invisible labor, because apparently that's a thing. And actually, come to think of it, a lot more men would probably want to get married more if they would get to stay home and complain about all the invisible labor, if you would be willing to reverse all the roles, not just some. Alright, this is gonna be it for today. As always, I do hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I still appreciate you for making it this far. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next one.